Hey guys, what's up? It's Nate, and I'm back with another episode of Paranormal Talk. So today we're going to talk about the most common yet controversial aspect of the paranormal community, the dilemma that is the orb. Is it dust? Is it bugs? Is it moisture? Is it a camera strap? Is it a demon? Is it a ghost? Could it be a shoelace? Honestly, we don't know. And that's what makes this topic so fun to talk about, is there's so many naturally occurring factors that can cause an orb to appear in a photograph. I'm not going to take a lot of time with this video, guys. I'm going to get it done. I'm on take like 57 and it's hot up here, and I did have a complaint that my videos were running too long, that they don't have time to sit down and watch a 25-30 minute video, which I get. I understand you're busy. So I'm going to try and keep these videos under 15 minutes from now on. If there's just too much information to do that, then I'll break it down into two parts or something. So I feel it's necessary for me to start this video by telling you how the Oxford Dictionary defines an orb. And it is defined as a spherical body or a globe. When used as a verb, it's defined to encircle or enclose. And the term orb actually comes from the Latin word orbis, meaning ring, which makes sense to me, because sometimes when you catch a genuine paranormal orb, what you will see is a bright outer ring or just a ball of light nucleus. So when you catch a reflection or some kind of moisture, typically you will see a dim inner ring. So why wouldn't you name it after something that means ring? A good paranormal investigator that has a decent knowledge of any kind of photo editing software can heighten the hue, lower the saturation a little bit, and it'll pull out the ring in that orb, and you can kind of tell whether or not it's genuine from that technique. And maybe I'll do another video on that later on to demonstrate how I do that. So the first theory, though, that I want to touch on is that orbs are guardian angels sent to protect us. This theory is derived from people taking pictures of car accident scenes, and orbs appear in them. So you're going to sit there and tell me that there was a severe accident and someone should not have survived, yet they miraculously walked away without a scratch. I'm not saying it's not a miracle, but you're going to tell me that all these orbs that you catch in these photographs are guardian angels. They couldn't possibly be debris from the accident itself still floating in the air. Pollen, grass, whatever have you. I do believe that there are people, or spirits, I'm sorry, that watch out for us. Guardian angels, if you will, protection spirits, whatever your religion tells you that they are. Do I believe that they exist? I absolutely do. I have done some stupid shit in my life and probably should have died a few times. So I do 100% believe that people are watching out for us up above. Do I believe that you caught an orb at an accident scene, and just because that person walked away without a scratch when they shouldn't have, that it was a guardian angel? Not so much. Now, guys, any of these theories that I discussed today, if you have an opinion on them or a differing opinion, please feel free to comment below. No need to be rude about it and telling me, oh, you're a dumbass and you're wrong. No need for all that. Just comment below your own personal opinion and we'll discuss it. I have no problem with that. And that's what makes this topic so fun, is you can discuss it and you can go back and forth, and there's going to be a multitude of reasons as to why one person's right but they're wrong in the same aspect. So it's fun to talk about. If you have a differing opinion or just your own opinion on the orbs, please comment below, let me know. I want to move on to the second theory now, and it's not as talked about. I've seen it on multiple websites, and it's just honestly ridiculous. I'm not going to spend too much time on this theory because it's just that far out there. The theory that orbs that are red in color are linked to demonic entities. No. No, guys. Just because you take a photograph and an orb appears with a reddish color, that does not mean that you have captured a demonic energy. This could not be any more ridiculous or untrue. Orbs can come in all multitudes of colors. Yellows. I've caught some that are blue. I have caught some that are green. I have caught a few red ones as well. The only demon orb that I am aware of was a spherical ball of plutonium that was supposed to be used to build the third nuclear bomb, which thank God never came to be. And this is just so far out there, and it's a stretch to say that just because an orb is red, that it's a demon. I mean, I don't know who came up with this or how this theory even got legs to begin with. But it's there and just as ridiculous as the first time I read about it. So I'm just going to move forward because this has zero credibility whatsoever. The next and more common theory that I want to talk about, and it probably is the most widely accepted in the paranormal community, is the spirit orb. These orbs are caught in places that are known to be haunted, and sometimes it is possible to see a face in the center of the orbs, revealing the possible spirit inhabiting the orb itself. This theory is the most widely accepted theory amongst paranormal community. This theory does have a lot of credibility to it, and I have seen orb photographs personally that appear to have faces in them, or videos where they seem to have a mind of their own, which can be naturally explained, as I will touch on shortly. So, this is the most common and accepted orb theory. They can be both bright or dim and are typically perfectly circular with a well-defined nucleus or just a plain ball of light. And as I said, sometimes they can contain a face. They can come in multitudes of colors, but you would typically catch them in white. Sorry, I know I'm glancing off and I'm reading my notes. As I said, I don't want to take too long making this video today. So, spirit orb. Most common, most accepted. I do believe that there are some orbs out there that you catch that are genuinely spirits. I'm not going to say that all orbs pertain to my theory, which I believe is the next one I will touch on. So I have seen photos and videos of orbs that seem to contain a face. Could that be simulacrum? Possibly. Could it just be your eyes playing tricks on you? Possibly. Could it be photomatrixing? Possibly. There are natural explanations as to why a face would appear in a ball of light that you caught in a photograph. Most of them don't really seem to have, how do I want to word this? I'm trying to figure out a way I can word this where it doesn't sound as I'm not for this theory, because I am for this theory. But most of these photographs that contain faces in them, in the orbs themselves, they can be explained. I have seen several. I'm not going to say I haven't seen that. I see them and I'm like, yeah, I run it through my photo editor. I try everything that I know how to do to disprove it, and I can't. So this theory does have legs, and it's a very good theory if you are looking into orbs in general, and it's going to be the most common one that you can Google search and find online. So this theory is great. The spirit orb is a solid theory that spirits appear in an orb of light and they move on their own volition, and honestly, it's a great theory. I like it. So moving to my own personal theory, the energy orb. So this theory tells you that an orb is nothing more than a collection of energy that appears in a ball of light in a photograph under the correct circumstances. I do believe this is going to be your most acceptable theory in my opinion. And I do feel I can explain it as well. So, bear in mind, I'm going to go over some photographs here soon that I want to show you some examples of orbs that I've caught from my own personal collection. There are many naturally occurring things that could cause these occurrences and effects, don't get me wrong. But I do want to share what I believe to be some paranormal orbs, and one that I can tell you right now is not paranormal, and I'll explain why. So the first one that I want to go over is moisture. Look in this photograph. See all these orbs appearing everywhere? This was taken behind a church in Clayhatchee, Alabama. This is moisture, guys. This is nothing more than moisture. I've seen people post photographs like this countless times where you have all of these different orbs all around. It's moisture. Not spirits, not ghosts, not demons, not guardian angels. This is an example of moisture. So the next one that I want to show you, and this is actually more common than people believe. So there is an effect known as cemetery lights. And when you take a photograph of a cemetery that has no street lights, balls of light will appear above the headstones. I have an example of that here. This cemetery has 0 street lights around it. And I didn't notice this until I had the film developed. So it's really cool. Am I saying that it's paranormal? I am not. I do believe that it could be possibly dust, or it could be something naturally occurring. I really don't know. And that's the great thing about these cemetery light photographs, is most of the times they cannot be explained. No one exactly knows what causes it or what they are. So if you look over the top of this cemetery, you'll see all these balls of light that have appeared. Uh-oh. They're red. They must be demons. They're not demons, guys. It's just energy. So I don't know what causes this effect to happen, but twice I've caught in cemetery lights in this cemetery, and it's just like a really cool effect. So this one will be an orb in motion. I want you guys to know that I personally do not allow camera straps on my paranormal investigations. They are not allowed to be attached to your camera at any point given time. We even remove lens caps from video cameras. I do not allow lens caps or camera straps, so that is not what's going on here. If you look here, it's a bright light going right in front of the investigator, and you can see here it's got a blur. That's what's called a motion trail. That is a very good way to tell if you have got an object that is in motion. So a lot of these are harder to disprove because you don't really know what the object is. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to give you a little tip here. If this is a camera strap, you might see some small swirls here. And that's the threading of the camera strap. You don't see that here. What you see here is a straight ball of light that is in motion. And that was taken during a private investigation. I will not disclose the location. I'd never do if I am asked not to. So the next one is a genuine energy orb. And this was taken in a cemetery during a training investigation. I like doing training investigations in cemeteries. Do I believe that a cemetery is haunted? Probably not. I probably believe that the grounds were haunted before the cemetery was ever actually put there. My own personal theory, and please, once again, feel free to comment on that by all means. So this, I believe to be a genuine paranormal orb. It was a new moon that night, so there was no moon. The humidity was very low. It hadn't rained in several days. And at the top, up here, caught this ball of light that I did not see when I took the photograph, but it appeared when I had it developed. I mean, could it possibly be film editing error? Yeah, but it appears in the negative as well. So those are some examples of orbs from my own collection that I wanted to share with you. And I want to explain now, as I said I would earlier, why I believe that orbs are nothing more than collections of energy. And I will explain this by doing some laundry. Nate, what the fuck does laundry got to do with the paranormal? Nothing. It's just an example, guys. Okay, say you wash a load of laundry, right? You throw it in the dryer without dryer sheets. You pull it out of the dryer. What happens? All the laundry sticks together, right? Have you ever taken the time when you pull apart laundry that's stuck together to actually watch it? Or do you just hear the crackling noise? If you look at it, you see little sparks. Static electricity. Those are energy sparks. So if the situation is correct and there is enough energy built up in the air itself, just like with static cling, why wouldn't you be able to catch that on a photograph? That is my question there. So I do believe, as I said, using that as an example, that orbs are nothing more than a collection of energy. I don't believe they're spirits. Some of them could be, I guess. I can't discredit that theory. And I want to go on to the next one, is how orbs move in videos. They seem to have a mind of their own. So let me tell you something, guys. We don't live in an airtight world. There is no way possible you can go into a location that is abandoned, probably missing half the windows, none of the doors are intact, and tell me that you have that place locked down to where there is no kind of air circulation whatsoever. My personal opinion, once again, my opinion, is when you see these orbs in videos that move erratically or seem to have their own intelligent travel path, what you're seeing is whatever this piece of debris is. Could it be a spirit? Yes. I am not saying it's not, so do not get that twisted. But if it is a piece of debris moving erratically, it got caught in some kind of air draft. Now, as I said, there's no way you can go into a haunted location that is supposedly abandoned and haunted and whatever and completely have the place sealed down airtight. So you're going to have drafts that you might not be able to feel. And these orbs are going to move with that draft, with that flow of air. Especially if it's dust, it's light, you're not going to be able to see it until it hits the video and it's moving across your video doing this or doing this. Yeah, because that's the way that the airflow is pushing it. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's moving with any kind of intelligence. Am I saying that that is an explanation for every single video out there of an orb that moves with intelligence? No, I am not. I am simply offering a possible natural explanation. That is it. That is all. So, the next part that I want to talk about is the orbs that seem to go into people's body and cause them to physically react to them. How do I explain orbs that go into the body and cause people to react to them? Quite simple. I don't. I have no explanation for this, guys. I don't know how this happens. I have seen it before where an orb will enter someone's back and they'll instantly say, "Oh, my back's cold." Or it will enter them and they just start acting erratically, angrily, sadness, different things. And I have no explanation for this. I'm not even going to try to explain it away. And the great thing about the paranormal is some things are better left unexplained because it adds to the enigma that is the paranormal. I am not going to sit there and say I have an explanation here on all these theories that is viable and everyone should accept my theory and my explanations as the word, as the what is. I am not saying that. I welcome your theories. I welcome your opinions, and everyone will have their own opinion on it. As I said, please feel free to comment. Let me know what your opinions are on orbs. Do you think they're spirits? Do you think they're demons? What do you think an orb is? I am looking forward to hearing your comments and having a discussion on it. So I'm going to end this video now, guys. That's all I have to say on this topic. Keep an eye out for my next video. It should be upcoming here in the next few weeks. I've already got it typed up, so it's ready to go. And yeah, that's what I've got for you guys today. So please, as I said, leave your comments as to what you think an orb actually is, and let's discuss it. Please like, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you please, and I'll see you guys next time. Nate signing out.